Hey everybody, welcome to another pickup video, this time from March 2018. I don't know what else you're expecting because that's what I do here. I mean, I do other stuff here too, but typically this is it right now. Let's move right on along, shall we? So before I get to the games, I actually want to talk about a company that I am really happy with and has never done me wrong, and I just want to give a shout out to them. I'm not getting paid for this, like they would sponsor me anyway. But I'm going to put it at the bottom here. It's Rose Colored Gaming, and they provide a whole array of different accessories and display options for different consoles. And this month, I wanted to mention them because I spent some money not on games, but on little display stands for some of my handheld consoles. And they do this in a really cool way. Not only is it acrylic and it's transparent, so it kind of looks like it's floating from far away, which I think is nice, but each one has the name of the console etched into the bottom right of the acrylic, and I think that that's super cool. So I got one for my Nintendo DS, and I got one for my huge beastly Game Gear, and I got ones for my PSP and for my PS Vita. And I think it's really cool. They actually have different stands depending on which model of the console you have. So this is the regular Nintendo DS, not a DS Lite. I actually had to order one separately for that, but it's not coming until this month, so it'll be in next month's video, probably. Excuse me. So let me just give a quick demonstration, I guess, like I would need to. But, yeah, here's the Nintendo DS one. As you can see, it's kind of got a little jagged, shapely edge to it, and that just slides right in there like it was meant to be. It looks super cool. I love it so damn much. And something cool about it too, as I just almost dropped it right there, is because of the way that it's shaped and it holds so well, you can actually even display it open, which I think is something super neat. I'm just having trouble getting it slotted into there, but you can actually display it open and it still fits in just perfectly. Just that little lip right there. I love that. So, I just wanted to show those off. I think they're super cool. Again, Rose Colored Gaming. They even have like tons of other stuff too. They have displays for cartridges, for regular consoles, not just handhelds. They even have display signs like a Nintendo logo and stuff like that, and I think that that's absolutely radical. So go ahead and take a look. I think it's something you'll really enjoy if you're a collector like me. Let's move on to the games. So March was a little bit scarce as far as games because I had a lot of stuff come up that I needed to spend money on instead. So I only have 4 things that I'm going to share with you, but that's okay because I remember back in January, I believe it was, I only had, I think, 5 things. So that's okay. Some months are a little bit more dry than others, but let's move right into it. So the first thing that I picked up, I got on eBay because I had some extra money and I've been looking for this title for a while, is the Neverhood for PC. This game came out in the, I want to say, mid-90s. I'm not actually too super sure, but it's a point-and-click adventure, and it's got stop-motion animation, which is super cool. You may recognize this game because it's actually the prequel to Skull Monkeys, which is a game that came out on PlayStation 1, which a lot of people are familiar with. So this is where the series got its start, if anyone even really knew that it was a series. A super fun game. I've played this before, but I never owned it, so I wanted to finally own it. And here it is. I'm really happy that I do. Okay, let's talk about games I should have owned, didn't own, twofer. Firstly, Crazy Taxi for Sega Dreamcast, the All-Stars version, because I didn't own it at all, so having literally any version of it so that I can play it is the first choice. I will eventually get the standard label, because you know me and labels. But, yeah, Crazy Taxi. For those of you who don't know, Crazy Taxi originated as an arcade title, published by Sega, where you are a taxi driver trying to get people to their destinations, but you really suck at driving. So you drive 1,000,000 miles per hour, you crash into things, all trying to get there within the time limit, and they still pay you and don't complain. It's a mystery. But as a New Yorker, I understand a little bit about how this game came to be. Crazy Taxi. And the second one, the original Tomb Raider for PlayStation 1. Again, great series, just something I never owned. And I'm glad that I have the original Black Label for Tomb Raider because, again, me and labels, am I right? Tomb Raider is a game, it's an action platformer, I'm going to say. Kind of adventure-y as well. You play as Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider referred to in the title, Tomb Raider. Am I right? Am I right, guys? And you are pretty much exploring ancient ruins, trying to find treasure and solve mysteries and shoot things with lots and lots of bullets because there's something alive in there, despite how ancient it seems to be. Mystery and magic and dark powers and Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. Great game. Growing up, I didn't like this game because I was very attached to games like Mario and Yoshi and stuff like that, and I didn't really like action games. I didn't really like anything with guns in it. But as I grew up and older, I realized that just because the game has guns doesn't mean that it's super dark and gritty and stupid. It's actually really fun, and there are a lot of games that have guns in them that I really enjoy. And I'm not just talking about fictional guns like Samus's arm cannon or something. I mean like actual guns. Like Contra, yeah, you might think it's very cartoony, but for the time it was a very action-packed run-and-gun game, and people thought that it was super violent because it had realistic machine guns in it. Sure, they shot unrealistic weaponry, but here we have guns in video games, real guns, and yet still a fantastic game. I'm not going to share my opinions on guns in general. I just think that a video game that has guns doesn't necessarily make it a bad or a necessarily what's the word I'm looking for? Evil game. A lot of people might have that opinion. I don't have that opinion. Here's a game with guns that's super cool. Play it. Alright, and then last up, here we go. Super short video, but Final Fantasy XIII for Xbox 360, affectionately subtitled by the Final Fantasy community as Final Fantasy, the movie, the game, the movie. When this game came out, it was heavily criticized for having so many cutscenes, and those cutscenes being so damn long that it was just grueling to sit through and play this game. But I got it anyway because Final Fantasy. I like Final Fantasy. There we go. One thing I really like about this game, not necessarily the game itself, but about the way it's packaged, is it is a Final Fantasy game, so of course they couldn't keep it all on one disc because that would be impossible, right? So they actually put all 3 discs in this one keep case with this risen middle section here to keep the discs in, and it actually fits all 3 discs. And it's not snug. It actually seems very, very fluid to take them all out, and they just all fit in there. It's super cool, and I don't know why. There's even the number 3. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. There it is. Emblazoned into there. It's like you know that it's supposed to keep 3 discs. I just think that that's cool. I don't know. There's something wrong with me, I guess, to think that something like that is awesome, but it is. Leave me alone. So there you have it. That's all the stuff that I picked up in March 2018. I wish I had picked up more. Really, the only other stuff that I could have talked about was I got like a t-shirt or 2 that were video game related, but you're probably going to end up seeing me wear those anyway, so it's really not worth talking about. But that's really it. I've been super busy doing other stuff, and unfortunately I haven't really had a lot of time to collect this month. But April's here. I'm ready to fire... I'm ready to keep collecting now that April is here, is what I meant to say. Everybody have a good day. For whatever reason, I can't seem to talk today.